Hi friends, I'm Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. Today, if you haven't noticed, we're going to have a Halloween themed video. I'm going to go through books that are actually set on Halloween. I don't know why, but these are hard to find. It's kind of like every time you Google it, there's like the same 10 books over and over again. And over the past year, anytime I saw a book that mentioned Halloween in the synopsis, I put it in a list and I was like, I'm gonna make a video with all of these books that are actually set on or around Halloween. And I have a really great list for you today. I'm excited. Some of them I've read, but most of them I have not. And a lot of them are new books too. I know you all love atmospheric seasonal reading just like me, and in October I'm definitely looking to pick up a few books that are set during Halloween and especially Halloween weekend and the week of. I'm like, I want all of these books to be during Halloween. Like really. I just want my books to be set during Halloween. Why is that so hard to find? Why is that too much to ask? I do not know. But let's get into these books. I'm really excited to go over them with you. The first book I actually have is Mayfly by CJ Lead. Now, you've probably heard of this and you might have not realized that this is during Halloween season. This is about a girl who works at Disneyland in LA. She meets this guy and they end up sparking up this very toxic, messed up relationship. It kind of just spirals for our girl until things get worse and worse for her. Now, this book is set during spooky season. Our girl loves Halloween-y stuff, just like me and just like you. So I really love that. And while I was reading it, I was like, wow, this is perfect for the spooky Halloween season. And she goes to Hollywood Forever Cemetery. She actually goes to the Chateau Marmont for a Halloween party, I believe. So we do get the full like spooky season feel throughout October, and it's really fun. In the synopsis, it doesn't really mention the fact that this is during Halloween. So I thought I would let you all know because I actually freaking love this book. So it was a 4-star for me, but I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Next is a book that I just read, and that's Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Cody Crowley. This one is set during October season. The final bit of the book is around a Halloween ball and bash, and the climax of the book is during Halloween night. So we have this girl. She's a ghosty girl. She unfortunately has been murdered and she needs to find out who murdered her and get revenge. So we have this really like fun, weird mystery going on, and I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun. It was fast paced. I gave it 4.5 stars. I was all over this book. And yeah, we were talking about fall leaves and just the season and Halloween, and it also kind of gives a little bit of a Beetlejuice feel. Falling ghosts in a ghost town in a manor. It's a great one. I definitely recommend you to pick it up, especially for spooky season. Next, we have a coming of age thriller called October by Gregory Bastianelli. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Now, this one, in case you haven't noticed, obviously is perfect for the season. But we are set in 1970. We are following these 4 boys. They're kind of investigating and trying to figure out what's going on with these other kids that are going missing. And in all this, we also have a weird magician. We have a Pulp Fiction horror writer, and they all kind of, I guess, end up coming together. Well, not the magician. I think the magician is probably bad. But I don't know. But anyway, some of them come together and to figure out what's going on, who's taking the children, and solve this spooky autumn mystery. So, you know, you're getting thriller, you're getting 1970s, you're getting coming of age, you're getting all the fall feels. Like with this cover and name, if it doesn't give all of the atmosphere, I mean, we need a riot because just looking at this, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the most perfect read for the season of all time. So it sounds good. I love like when the kids come together, coming of age kind of thing, Stranger Things, E.T., There's More, anything like that. I'm into it. So but this one, I don't believe this one's out yet. My library says it releases on October 7th of this year. Okay, so this next one is actually set during Halloween night. It's called Hollowed Oblivion by Fran Silva. I actually believe I talked about one of her other books recently. But anyway, This is about a forest ranger who gets a call about a group of lost hikers. It's in the White Mountain National Forest. He's really bummed because he wanted to spend Halloween night with his daughter, but alas, he has to go out and search for these hikers. And he comes across, you can hear my dog scratching himself, I'm sorry, every video. He comes across a campsite that's totally destroyed, and come to find out, it says that there is a malevolent creature that hungers for the souls of the lost. So we have a creature feature going on Halloween night. We're in the woods. I love that. It says it's in the cold, misty mountains, so we're getting like crisp, chilly woods vibes. I feel like at the beginning we might get a lot of like Halloween atmosphere building before he gets the call to go. I don't know, but still, it's based on Halloween night, and that works for this video. So this is actually, I believe, a duology, and the second book is out as well, and it's called Lost Oblivion. And that, yeah, it says the sequel, and that's also on Halloween night. And guess what? The monster's still around, I guess. I don't know. It's a sequel, so I would say so. But yeah, a duology, that sounds fun. And they're both on Halloween, so love that. Next is No Bad Deed by Heather Chavez. Now this one is a thriller, and we have this woman, she's a vet. She's driving on the road and she sees this couple on the side of the road arguing, and she gets out and tries to help. He's basically very scary and is like, either you let her die and you live, or you're gonna die at some point, it seems like. It says it turns her suburban life upside down, and it says that the next day, Halloween, her husband disappears while trick-or-treating with their 6-year-old daughter. Are these disturbing events a coincidence or the beginning of a horrifying nightmare? I'm excited about this. I don't know how much is actually on Halloween night, but we do get Halloween. It mentions trick-or-treating, so, you know, win-win there. And either way, it'll be during the end of October Halloween time. But yeah, I thought it was cool to find a thriller that was based on Halloween night, because I feel like that's kind of rare. So yeah, excited about that one. Next is a little juvenile fantasy. I love to read some juvenile middle grade stuff during Halloween. I just find it's perfect to bring back those like nostalgic, like hocus pocusy, Caspery kind of feels, you know what I mean? But this one is called Stone by Finbar Hawkins. It says when Sam, grieving the death of his father, finds a silver-flecked stone, ice cold to the touch, strange and eerie things begin to happen. Myth, legend, magic, and witchcraft mingle on the ancient hillside, where the chalk-white horse has galloped for centuries. As Halloween draws close, witches dance. Odin gathers brave, fallen warriors to his side. Only the mysterious new girl can heal Sam's heart, revealing tarot secrets with her bewitching ways. So we got witchy, tarot, spooky stone, haunted stone, some kind of magic stone. But I'm liking it. I mean, it mentions myth, legend, magic, and witchcraft, so can't go wrong there. It sounds really wholesome and kind of like heart-wrenching a little bit. It says it's an engrossing story of fathers and sons, death and grief, and unexpected bonds, new and old, forged by dark and benign magic. So a little magic witchy book on Halloween. Love it. Next is Blood Sugar by Daniel Kraus. I love this cover, so good. This is about this guy who is an outcast. It says outcast, but seems like something much worse than an outcast. But actually he seems like a really bad villain, maybe murderer. It doesn't say that, and I don't think it goes that far, but from the plot, he seems way worse than just an angry outcast, as it says. He basically recruits these kids to help him put stuff in the candy, like razor blades, glass, messed up stuff that will hurt innocent children. And it says that one of his helpers, that's a kid, is kind of grappling with what he should do, like what is right and what's wrong, and if he should actually help this person. And it's like, will he help carry out or defeat the plan? So it's on Halloween night, Halloween candy, you know, I love it, like the urban legend, I'm into it. It says that it's also like a dark comedy mystery kind of thing, so I'm here for it. It sounds really different and a little bit fun, and I like the idea of it roping kids in because they're like so innocent, you know what I mean? And just to see what happens there. But this one, the whole thing set during Halloween night, so Can't beat that. Next is There's No Way I Die First by Lisa Springer. I did read this last spooky season, and I'm gonna say it wasn't my favorite thing. I didn't hate it. I gave it 3 stars. The whole thing is set during a Halloween party, and it's a slasher. So we have these teenagers, some of them are influencers, some of them are, you know, athletes and, you know, just having fun. But someone shows up, starts picking them off. I believe someone in a clown mask, and is just slashing, you know, killing them, and they're just trying to survive the night. Now, I did like this. I mean, we're getting a lot of like horror movie knowledge and trivia there, which is fun, and we get like a lot of references to horror movies, so I always love that in books. There were also a few really good kills in here that I enjoyed. But understand, like, so, I mean, it is YA. Some of the characters are a bit immature, and yeah, I was just like having to suspend my disbelief a little bit, just like with the storyline overall. My Goodreads review, I put, Def had some issues, but still had a fun time, and I liked the premise. I so enjoyed the horror references as well as the commentary, so there you go. And it's a Halloween party, so everyone's dressed up. Next is another one I read last spooky season, and that is The Haunted Forest Tour by James A. Moore and Jeff Strand. This one I gave 3.5 stars. I really loved the first half. Loved it so much. Second half, not as much, but we are following these people. It's Halloween. They're going on this tour through a forest, and it's like a haunted forest. We have all kinds of creatures, like legit monster mash in this one. Like we have werewolves and ghosts, like literally any kind of spooky creature you can imagine is in this forest somehow. And we have people doing a tour through it, and then things go down. Their little bus tram thing breaks down, and they're trying to survive in this forest with all of these scary creatures. It's a fun time. It's set on Halloween. It really truly is a monster mash, and I love it for that. There was just a few things I had issues with. Like, we do have 2 authors here, so I feel like the tones at times were kind of conflicting. Because sometimes it was like super campy, and sometimes it was a little bit more mysterious. But yeah, overall, it's kind of like Jurassic Park, except set on Halloween with Halloween creatures. I mean, it's fun. Next is one you've probably heard of, but that's Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. I love this book so much. I read it last year for Halloween, and I might read it again this year. I just loved it that much. It is a graphic novel. The illustrations are perfect. We have these 2 teenagers. They work every year at this pumpkin patch, and as Halloween comes to a close and, you know, the pumpkin patch is ending, they're just kind of grappling with the fact that they're growing up. It's their senior year, and they won't be able to work here again next year and do that together. It's cozy, it's sweet, it's so wholesome, and I love it so much. We have the pumpkin patch, we have them making caramel apples and s'mores and a hayride, and literally everything that you can think about like a fall Halloween festival is there, and we are just like following them through this kind of like park, almost an amusement park, with all of the fall festivities, and it's perfect. The food talk was great too, and I just highly recommend it. If you haven't read it yet, you should, and if you have read it, you should read it again. Now next, we have a cozy mystery, which a Halloween list wouldn't be right without a cozy mystery. And that is Death Scene by Carol J. Perry. This Hollywood film crew coming to Salem during spooky season to film a reality show. But one of the people from the crew gets murdered, and we are following this cop, her and her husband, trying to solve who murdered her, as well as I think that they are also asking in on a coven to help them solve this murder. I think there's also a cat that talks, and and you know, I love that. And it says that now, even with help from an entire coven and a clairvoyant gentleman cat, sorting out a witch's brew of secrets, sorcery, and special effects might turn the film director's documentary into her own final act. So sounds fun, cute, cozy, talking cat. Love it. We're in Salem. I mean, we got witches. So I'm so excited about this. I love it, and I have it on hold. I'm definitely going to be reading it this year. Next is a juvenile fiction, and it's called Bellwood's Game by Celia Crampion, I believe. It says that everyone knows Fall Hollow is haunted. There was this girl that went missing in the woods many years ago, and her name was Abigail, and she was never seen again. And now it's tradition for the 6th graders at this elementary school to go play this game on Halloween night. Every year, 3 kids are chosen to go into the woods. Whoever rings the bell first wins the game and saves the town for another year. But if Abigail's ghost captures the players first, the spirit is let loose to wreak havoc on Fall Hollow, or so the story goes. It says that it's like it's kind of like hocus pocusy, so I just feel like it's kind of like a funny urban legend that kids have just like done this for so many years and they don't believe it's true, and then maybe it is. We're following this character, she's in the 6th grade, and I guess things start to go down while playing the game. So I'm excited for this. And yeah, I mean, the cover, we got fall leaves. This came out last year, and I love the cover. I'm into it, and I just love a cute, cozy, fun, little spooky, creepy kind of book. Next is one, I'm gonna just read the synopsis because everything about it is like written for people that just want a book that feels like Halloween. And this is a new one. It's called Chaos at the Lazy Bones Bookshop by Emmeline Duncan. And this is another little cozy mystery. It says, normally spooky season is Bailey Briggs' favorite time of year, and her Halloween-themed small town's time to shine. But between managing Lazy Bones books, working on her graphic novel in progress, and running the Spooky Season Literary Festival, Bailey hardly has a moment to enjoy Elian Hallow's spot-on seasonal vibes. Not to mention, at every turn, she seems to be tripping over the contentious crew of Gone Ghouls, a ghost-hunting reality TV show currently filming around town. Bailey tries to stay focused on the Lit Festival, which is supposed to kick off Elian Hallow's annual Halloween fair. Instead, this year's festival begins with a murder. So this was literally written for people that just like want an atmospheric Halloween little cozy mystery, and I have it on hold. I'm gonna read it. I'm excited about it. It might be awful, I have no idea, but with just like the synopsis so far, I'm like, perfect, checking all the boxes for me. Next, we have a horror, and that is Scuttle by Barnaby Walter. I believe this might not be out yet. Yeah, mine says releasing on October 7th. This one, we have a Halloween night camping trip gone wrong. We have a girl that shows up dead in the woods after going camping. It says that she ends up dead with what looks like animal wounds. The whole neighborhood is shocked. How did it happen? And more importantly, what was it that killed her? That's the whole synopsis. It says that it's Carrie meets the cabin in the woods in this terrifying Halloween horror novel. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting to compare it to Carrie and the cabin in the woods. I mean, yeah, sign me right up, you know? So I like how mysterious and vague this is being. Sounds like maybe perchance a creature feature? I don't know. But I love a camping horror book so much. Next is a fantasy horror by Haley Piper, and it's called Benny Rose the Cannibal King. It says that Blackwood, Vermont, I mean, check a box for setting right there. It has one legend to its name, Benny Rose, the Cannibal King. Every local kid knows him and tells his stories, especially on Halloween. When a new girl moves to town in the autumn of 1987, the legend inspires high school junior Desiree and her friends to pull a Benny Rose themed prank. A few laughs and screams, and they'll have a happy Halloween. But a vicious storm crashes into Blackwood and interrupts the festivities. Soon, the girls find themselves trapped and hunted in a strange neighborhood where no one will help them. There's nothing made up about Benny Rose this Halloween night. The truth is coming and it's hungry. Eee, that sounds so good. I love the idea of an urban legend come to life. I love books with this kind of trope where, you know, kids play a prank and then it backfires. I'm in it. And yeah, all on Halloween night and in Vermont, checking all the boxes. It's also super short. It's only like 4 hours. So, you know, that's a quick, easy Halloween weekend kind of book. Next, we have a YA horror romance. also queer, so love that. And it's called Militia or Militia. I hope I'm not sure, but it's by Stephen Dos Santos, and it's a stormy Halloween weekend. We are in the Dominican Republic, and we have these kids who have gone to this abandoned amusement park. It's abandoned because there was a massacre there 13 years ago. And some of these kids were affected by that. Like one of them lost his parents, and they all have their own reasons for going back there. It seems like they are kind of grappling with their own trauma. It also says that a hurricane is impending, and there's horrors around every corner. They all struggle to face the deadly storm and their own inner demons. But the deadliest evil of all is the ancient malignant presence on the island. So maybe we have like a haunted spirit kind of thing living on the island. I don't know. I love the setting of a theme park, so sue me. But also Halloween in the Dominican Republic sounds fun. I definitely haven't read a book with that setting before, so I think that's really cool. And yeah, sounds a little bit deep and fun and queer, and I love it. So next is one I have on hold right now, and I'm really gonna try to read this season, and that's Our Wicked Histories by Amy Goldsmith. This is a YA horror thriller. It also says fantasy a little bit, but it says there's something in the lake at Wren Hall. And we have this girl. She gets invited to spend Halloween weekend at an Ireland retreat of the wealthy Wren twins. She recognizes the invitation for exactly what it is, her last and only chance to save her spot at Grey Scots, the exclusive British art school she attended on scholarship until last summer. And it seems like the twins of this manor are the pride of Grey Scott, the school, and she's trying to get it in there. And we also don't know what happened and why she ended up leaving, but it sounds like something went down with our main girl, and she either had to leave or was expelled. We don't know. It says that Wren Hall turns out to be far from the idyllic country manor Meg was expecting. The house is damp and drafty, the mirrors are all covered, and the weed-choked lake is at the center of the legends that haunt the property to this day. A tainted legacy the estate seems unable to shake. The truth is, people aren't the only ones who keep secrets. Places can keep them too, and Wren Hall is drowning in them. Yes, a manor in Ireland that's spooky and haunted, and there's a creature in the lake. You know me, that's right up my alley. So yeah, like I said, I have it on hold. I'm definitely gonna try to read it. It sounds so good. And Halloween weekend in a manor, yeah, love it. Next is a little middle grade novel from Jeff Strand called It Watches in the Dark. Jeff Strand has like a bajillion Halloween spooky season books, I feel like, and also a ton of like middle grade stuff. It says prepare to be scared silly in this creepy middle grade novel. So we're following these twins that are seeking medical help in a remote village after their father is in a canoeing accident, only to discover the scarecrow that stands watch in town may have a stronger hold over the residents than expected. So a haunted scarecrow? Yeah, love it. You know, why not? But yeah, it sounds like the kids and their dad, they were all doing this like canoeing and camping trip, and things went wrong, and that's why they end up in this town. And now I'm reading it. It might not be set on Halloween, but the scarecrow has a jack-o'-lantern head. So how could it not be set on Halloween? So I'm sorry if this isn't set on Halloween. But you would think you would think so. I mean, surely. Next is by Stephen Graham Jones, and that is The Babysitter Lives. And this one, we have a babysitter who is working on Halloween night with these kids, and turns out she's not alone in the house. They're not alone in the house. And it sounds like a survive the night kind of slasher situation, and I'm here for it. I also just love Stephen Graham Jones. I mean, don't we all? So I do believe we're gonna get, you know, her taking the kids trick-or-treating, the kids in the costumes, all of that. So yeah, I mean, Stephen Graham Jones writing a book set on Halloween. I live, laugh, love it, and I would love to get to that one this year. Next is a little cozy mystery that I believe is a standalone from the Shady Hollow series. It's called Phantom Pawn by Juno Black. I keep trying to read the Shady Hollow series and I just don't get to it. I've checked it out a couple of times and I'm like, I don't know why I'm not picking this up. These are cozy mysteries where we're following these woodland creatures, like we are following the animals. Those are the characters. And while they're solving murders and mysteries and all the things. In this one, we have a young creature that goes missing, and everything is pointing to this witch in the woods named Creeping Juniper. This is just a super short little snack of the book, and it is set on Halloween night. So just cute, cozy, little cozy mystery if you want to follow some woodland creatures trying to solve a mystery. Next is an anthology called Night of the Living Queers, edited by Shelley Page and Alex Brown. I did read a few stories out of this last year. I just didn't complete it all the way. All of these short stories are by queer authors, and each one features a queer or BIPOC character in their short story. So, you know, snaps for diversity there. And each one is based on Halloween night. And it says that they're creative, creepy, and queer. This collection brings fresh terror, heart, and humor to young adult literature. But yeah, I would like to pick this up and finish this one this year and get through all the stories. The ones I read, I really enjoyed. So I feel like it would be great if during October I just like picked this up and read one each day or something like that. But I end up never doing that. But I never end up doing that, even though I would like to. I don't know why I don't. But anyway, but yes, I read a few of these and I really enjoyed them. So I do recommend it. Okay, so this one I don't believe is fully on Halloween, but a little bit of it is, I believe. And that's Craft by Ananda Lima. This is a collection of short stories, and it's like fantasy horror fiction. It says that at a Halloween party in 1999, a writer slept with the devil. She sees him again and again throughout her life, and she writes him short stories about beautiful and impossible things. So I guess it's just a collection of short stories that this lady that had a little fling with the devil writes to him. So I think that sounds fun and really just wholly unique. It might not totally be on Halloween, but maybe a little bit of it is. And next we have a horror by Christopher Triana, and that is The Long Shadows of October. In this one we have some house sitters, and they're house sitting a manor, and it says they fail to realize they won't be alone in the house. Inside the walls swarms a specter made of equal parts ghost, succubus, and witch. She uses the manse as a prison for souls. Now that October's supermoon is falling over the mountains, she is ready to rise and reclaim her flesh. That sounds fun. It says race warned them to save their friends before they're devoured by the seductive witch, but she must hurry, for as Halloween approaches, the manor becomes a vessel for the black magic of the mountains, and the shadows that rule the woods return home. Sounds great, sounds spooky and weird, like a ghost succubus witch entity haunting the manor. Yeah, why not? I mean, definitely different. and just the atmosphere here should be killer. We have mountains, we have a manor, full moon, super moon. Yeah, love it. All right, everybody, that is the end of my list. I hope you found some options that'll fit right into your Halloween reading this year. If any of these caught your eye, let me know below, or if you've read any of them, let me know as well. I would love to chat about those. But yes, thank you so much for being here. If you like bookish content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a lovely, spooky rest of your day.